wanna play. These 3 words, they're the ones that I live by. With bug eyes, there's nothing that he can't find. We all fly, don't give Buckman the stink eye. Do or die, Schmuel Buckman's a no guy. Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. Go toe to toe with Buckman, he will eat your freaking soul, no doubt. It's Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll, Schmuel rock and roll. We get bucked with Buckman, we know you're up to something.
Schmuel Buckman, and it's Friday. No, it's not. It's actually Thursday, but it's Friday for me. Let us rock and roll. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? All right, let's figure out where we are here and why. I am comments. We're looking for the comments. All right. All right, here we go. Our boy Genta, who's not a boy, a girl, our girl Genta. I mean that as guys, non-gender specific. I know we're into that here. Bustello Mazzarati, L'Chaim, back to you. And I'm glad we got on Van is here. Decline host is here. We never know if it's the real Mikey Goofs. Hi, Sparkles. And Mikey Goofs celebrates 1 month of membership. Any comment on Pat Dixon living in abject squalor? I don't know that Pat is living in abject squalor. I have not spoken to him today. I always just assumed he streamed from the second bedroom, but what the hell do I know? I will ask him that question. All right. Schmuel just called me a boy. I did. I am so sorry. Blink count. Great. I can actually blink. And tonight, as late as I am and as rushed as I am, I did manage to put in the eye drops. So I should be able to get through the whole show without the glasses. But the glasses are at the ready, so we never know. Muzzy Celtic. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. I wish I could remember the rest of it. I would sing it all for you. Genta Terry Nee terrorizes my selfies. That's totally untrue, Genta. He makes you look fantastic, if I say so myself. Sorry, just grabbing notes here. Was doing some show prep and actual work, and left a little bit late, and I was not expecting that the ride down from the big city was going to involve a major car accident, which added a good 45 minutes to my trip. But these things happen. All right, let's go over here to where we want to go. And we've got Mikey Goofs. We put that up already. Mikey, again, I just thought that, what do you call it? I thought for sure it was his second bedroom, which is not being used. But to be perfectly honest, I've seen some shitty studios. There's a guy near me who has a, what do you call it? A very beautiful house, and he's down in his basement, and all it is a basement, like unfinished basement, and he's got a green screen up. So when you go there, it's like it's pretty wild. We can't all have uh, great studios. I got to see, went over and did an episode of Hack the Movies with Tony, and that guy's got an awesome setup. He actually has an old video store set up uh, in his basement. I don't even know if you can call it a basement because it's just you go down a few stairs. I think it might just be another room. Uh, Audit concluded, resume regular programming. Uh, there's got to be a bot that somebody can set up. Go over to Discord. There'll be a Buckman Blink bot that I think you guys can go with. Uh, so we'll do that. Let's do some stuff here. Give me 1 second while I add her up and see if we can pull her up. And hopefully it will work. I have here, and I'm gonna try something a little different than I normally do. What I've been doing in the past is screen shares, and those, for some reason, they just don't come out great on stuff. So I'm going to add, add, and I think we should be good right now. Let's go back to our layers. Back, 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 back. That's weird. Oh, it's also interesting how this works. And I gotta make sure I got the right ones. And I feel like we do. So, all right. So what you guys are looking at is me and my share screen. And let's go back to the main one. We do have an agenda for tonight's show. And of course, it would be not a good thing if I did not uh, talk about my favorite thing, um, the Dabble dashboard. So we're gonna pull that up first. We're gonna run through that real quick and just do it. Uh, Husey is the knackered. Husey's weird with time because it used to be like you would get like DMs and stuff, and you'd be like, "What the hell time is it in there?" Ashley Cummings, I can't hit the unlike button, Bucky. We'll be talking about that, but Ashley, I was going to text you back and say, did you watch it? Because I th- I don't know. I thought you'd be, if not pleased, at least understood what you saw. So we'll go there. And Genta, my sister from another mister. Oh, very cool. All right. Let me make sure that I have the correct dashboards to put up, and uh, we will go from there. Why are you doing this to me? Hold, please. All right. So that's the one. So let us start with today's today's board. Now, hopefully, you can all see that. But this is today, and today we've got as a standard winner here, Kevin Breno, and also known as Neil's brother. It was funny because I had asked AI to look up. I'd heard Kevin was the warm up guy for Spin City, And so I asked AI, is Kevin Brennan, was he the warm up guy for Spin City? And the first answer that I got was Kevin Brennan is a comedian, brother of Neil Brennan. And then it confirmed that he was actually uh, the warm up guy. So even AI has lists KB as Neil's brother. But so anyway, these are the top 13. We'll run through quickly the top 10. So I've got Misery Loves Company at $337.85. Ricada Law, 319.70. Blind Mike at 222.38. And pretty antisocial at 188.92. Pretty antisocial, I think, did the show today with our friend Pat Dixon, right? They do the something AF on Thursdays. Um, and then the others, the Sit Down Zoomox, the Who Are These Podcasts. Nice to see Eckel on there, one of the smallest shows getting into the top 10. Big shout out to Ray DeVito for his $70.06. Um, my only thing that I was shocked at was number 10, Gino Bisconti actually getting $53.52. And stop with the accusations that he sent that to himself. All right, because it's just untrue. And we're gonna go back to our layers, and hopefully I'm gonna put out the right one here. And this is the way I should have done it the first time. And yes, all right. So let's knock that one off. All right. No, that's today. God damn. And if I have this wrong, I'm going to be so mad at myself. And yes, I do. Because of course I got it wrong. Why wouldn't I? Because I'm Schmuel Buckman. And this is what the Schmuely boy does. So let me pull it up very quickly. Trying to turn that off. There we go. And you should, I don't know why, you should just be seeing my beautiful face and not everything else. But what can I tell you? All right. In any event, let's pull here and go down. Um, not Victoria. Oh my God, there are more lists. There are not more lists. This list I'm pulling up because I need to question Mr. Brennan because I don't get it. I mean, there's probably something on here that I'm missing. Um, but I'll let you guys ask. And if you haven't seen this, I think you'd probably be very surprised at what I am about to show you. And yeah, I'm not gonna. Let me just do it here. And there. And uh, 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 uh. All right. And I have no idea why the first one is not coming down. All right. Let's just stop all this stuff and we'll just move forward. And EV Mux is something that I really enjoy, but it often can be a pain in the ass to use. So we now have hopefully the right one, and we do. Cool. All right. And I'm not going to be able to make it any bigger than it is. So Um, this is the all-time leaderboard, and the numbers to me are staggering, particularly for the top three. Uh, Nick Rekieta comes in having brought in 1,306,362. That's a lot. Um, that would be someone makes on this YouTube thing. Now I don't know how far back it goes. I don't know all that stuff. Um, but uh, let's be honest. Um, it's a lot of goddamn money, and for anyone that's on here. And from what I've been told, these are gross numbers. So this is not net. This is what they're telling us. We Sorry, camera was acting weird. All right, so this is them telling us these are what the gross tally of what they got. So depending upon uh, whether it comes in on a desktop or an Android or whatever, adjusts um, the net. But I'm going to be fair because I am, and I'm just going to assume that they're getting 70% of everything. So, right, you can do your 70% calculations on Ricada and Shuley. It is interesting that Shuley definitely beats Kevin um, by almost $100,000 all time. But this was the number that I found kind of interesting, which is Kevin Brennan has 514 $306,000. Kevin is the guy that got this whole thing going, and he got it going because he didn't like anybody beating him. Uh, Nobody beat me. Nobody beat me. And he felt like he was the number one guy. And then when the list started going up and he was losing kind of with some regularity on a daily basis, he then got pissed off that it was that we were all starting from zero. So it was very unfair to him. And he claimed his net was $510,000. Now, um, I did some math, right? And the math says to me that he did not do $510,000. His gross on the super tips is 514,306, which leaves a net of $360,014. Um, and I know the complaint is going to be, but he makes it up on Patreon. Patreon is where he gets his money from. And the reality is, um, he would have to be making another $150,000 from Patreon. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know if you can make that kind of money on Patreon. I certainly don't think with the number of viewers he has and his Patreonic stories that that's true. Um, but I just I feel this need to like point out Kevin's bullshit lately, uh, particularly his calling people idiots. This is a guy who sits with three, sometimes four of the dumbest people on the planet, but everybody else is an idiot. Everybody else is a loser. These guys are out living their lives. This guy spends, I don't know, 6 hours a day or whatever it is, screaming into a uh, microphone uh, how just about everyone else is lesser than he is. Then, right? And then uh we're looking at numbers that don't seem to match what he is saying. And more importantly, uh, the dude says he's got kids, right? And I'm not attacking his family. I'm not doing anything about that. Um, but his shows seem to run like at the time when your kids would be home and when you could be doing things. Um, so I just don't know uh, about Kevin, but the more and more I learn, I think he's bitter that his career stunk, that he didn't really go anywhere, um, that he was essentially uh, an opener for others, and he didn't last at Saturday Night Live. The rap on him is that he's almost impossible to work with. Um, and There we go. Uh, Stallion 19. If you don't ever watch MLC, how do you know what he says? I'm advised. I have advisors. Um, but I also do find it interesting because I can pretty much say anything about anyone and nobody seems to care. But um, when it was when it is Kevin Brennan, uh, he just has more defenders than anyone. It blows me away. And it really seems, yes, he's making more. I haven't done the numbers yet to see if he's making more now than he was making last year. Um, but I remember a time when he had 1,200 viewers, and now, as I was putting together the list, one of the categories was plus 500 viewers. Um, and Kevin rarely, if ever, gets to plus 500. So um, he's free to do what he wants. He's free to say whatever he wants. But he loves people being called out on their bullshit. So I just feel like it's fair for me to call him out on his. Spurg Snake, member for 1 month, big hugs and firm handshakes. That's me. Uh, that is really me. Um, Tuna Town. This is a pocket watching masterclass. Uh, it's very Tuna. I love Tuna Town. Tuna Town is actually very funny on Twitter. We follow each other, and we do go back and forth a bit, but it is very funny that I'm described as a pocket watcher by the guy whose favorite show is the ultimate in pocket watching. Um, so I kind of think that I will leave it there, but let's be honest, right, Kevin? You're not doing as good as you think you're doing, and maybe, maybe, maybe there's something that we're not aware of. Maybe there's something more. But uh, you take your streams down after you air them, so you're not getting any rewatches. Um, you're not getting uh, your numbers seem to be going down, which I attribute to the not how do I say this? Um, because you're not getting rewatches. I think the show was entertaining, and I think that he certainly would attract more of an audience with his shtick. But at the same time, uh, what are you running and hiding from? And considering that his show is essentially watching clips of other people, um, I, it's a little let's call it what Chad would call it disingenuine. Disingenuine. Um, nice podcast, stupid live. You gonna sweep for Haley like Spurg, Aussie, and Quad? I'm working off a list, and thank you for the $2, my friend. I'm working off a list, but I will be, and Haley's on it. We'll talk about that for a minute. But I also want to talk about um, Why did you choose to use the word sweep instead of simp? That's what I wanna understand. Uh Young old vibes for $1.99. Deport Haley. Thank you, young old vibes. Yeah, we don't deport our own citizens. Um, though I don't think that that would be such a horrible idea sometimes. Though I don't think Haley is one of those people that should be deported. Um, all right, let's run through a couple of more chats before I start doing it. Uh, Buck going after the boss. Only one winner here. Thank you for that, Gavin House. No, I'm not going after the boss. I just think that calling him the boss is pathetic. Uh, and what little I do watch, whenever I turn it on, he's got the ultimate streamers, Clearwater Chad and Stevie Lou on there, uh, nodding in agreement with everything he says. And for a guy who says, Carl, you're never allowed to disagree with him, um, let's be honest. Who goes on that show and disagrees with them? And so all right. Okay. So, um, we did kind of we did do kind of my leaderboard rundown that I wanted to talk about, but I have one more thing in this regard that I want to mention. And let me pull it up here so I can see it. Um, right. Pretty Antisocial came in at number 4. And so hold that thought for a second. Let's go down uh, rather quickly through the rest. Um, Again, I said Eckel, great job getting on there. Who are these podcasts? 13718. And I'm sure that'll be, well, we have Super Tip and blah, blah, blah. Um, Ray's $70.06 is the first time I've seen Ray on the leaderboard in a really long time. Um, and I don't know what Gino did to get on here. But I know that you all are interested in my opinion on Haley and the what do you call it? I don't really have that much to say. I know that people are claiming that we're sweeping or spurging uh, uh, or simping or all of those things. Um, and Yellow Vibes deport Gino too. Um, yes, maybe we can. Um, I I've been friendly with Haley for quite a while. I didn't know what was coming, but I did know that something was coming. Um, she made me aware, and I did not. I didn't want to know the story, mostly because I think I have a big mouth, and I just didn't want to be accidentally saying something. But she did tell me a good 2 weeks ago that Aaron was plotting something. So I'm going to assume she did know it was coming. Um, uh, my view on Haley is everybody's got a past. She's done very well over the last 15 years. She's put her life together. She's done that. So uh, I don't want to go back and trample on her for something that was that long ago that's not been repeated. Um, I get that I've gone after Chad for old things, um, but Chad's police reports and stuff are just one after the other, years and years and years um, of criminal stuff, and the credit card thing was only a couple of years ago. And let's be honest, stealing credit cards to buy Twitter followers is pretty goddamn stupid. Uh, but that's our Chad. But let's talk about Haley for a second. Look, if her story is true, which I will assume that it is, I believe I believe Haley's story, and uh, yeah, Chad's stuff was way worse than near attempted murder. Uh, Look, in America, uh, and I've seen this, and I've seen it happen with lots of people. Uh, we stick with the convictions, not the charges. And if any of you, feel like going back and digging up the paperwork, you're welcome to. But I really, I do like that people are getting really upset, right? Tuna Town, sweeping. Um, let's just see. We've got, oh, let me take down the other cat who I put up in the wrong place. Roy Cohen Escort 499. How the fuck do you know how she's done the last 15 years if you don't know how she did before that? So gullible. Um, I know her now. I've met her husband. I know what she does for a living. Um, it just you couldn't be doing now what you did then and do what she does. Um, so I don't know. But then my question is to you is how do you know that she hasn't, right? And I got guys on here that come on with uh, lovingly telling their drug stories and what's got them highest and their addict behavior and living elsewhere. And maybe the difference is you just didn't get caught, but it's the same thing. So am I supposed to feel bad for you, or say that you're still the same piece of shit you were? Um, but let's just I have, but I also have more insight maybe into this particular behavior because I am in the program, and I've met a lot of guys who are good, clean, upstanding citizens. Um, but if you saw the shit they did before they got in uh, to getting sober, um, not good people. So I try to avoid a lot of that. Let's go. NBC News says she managed a QAnon Discord called PDF Rescue Network. She banned me for discussing this in her chat. She says it was a hit piece that she was infiltrating the group she ran. That's interesting. Um, and Ozone, really, thank you for the 9.99. We'll leave that up for a while. I don't know anything about this hit piece. I do know that the chick from what do we call that? Blah, 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 blah. Come on, the guy Morris, whatever the hell his name, founded. The and can somebody help me out here? The one that's always going after people and got a lot of people. The Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, uh, was just indicted the other day for doing exactly that, claiming that she was paying people to form these hate groups, and uh, several of the Charlottesville people, one of the organizers, was paid by the SPLC. Now we'll see what happens when the trial comes out. Um, but I do know that Haley did not reincorporate in the Bahamas like the SPLC did. So, uh, Roy Cohn Esquire, you can't indict an organization dummy. Um, I believe I'm aware of that, but I also did not say that the organization was indicted. I said the woman who ran that section was indicted. Um, and let's just see what my friend Ozone has to say. Here, Ozone for another $9.99. Thank you, Ozone. She asked her followers to map Voodoo Donuts and their proximity to schools. She thought this place was involved in PDF behavior, real Pizzagate stuff. She's a legit psychotic. I can't argue it with you. I will look into it and I will ask. And if this stuff is true, I will come back and validate your claims. Personally, my personal opinion is that all the QAnon stuff, these the heavy do MAGAs and whatnot, it's particularly segmented towards the Christian community. Uh, I think they're all nuts, and I I I couldn't argue that with you. And the Pizzagate stuff was nuts, uh, but it's not unsimilar to what gets done here, right? Like every time. Somebody gets called out for something, they're a pedo, right? Like that's the first place that we go to. So is that much different than what happens with QAnon? I don't know. Oh, Josie, because we like you and we know that you're uh, Pizzagate never actually disproven. Um, okay. Uh, I gotta say though, it's hard to disprove something that didn't happen. Like you made up crazy shit, right? And how is this person supposed to disprove it? Um, all right. You're I'm getting off track, but I because I really want to I really want to spend some time on Keanu and that from the other night. But look at this. This is uh, I'm surprised the Loomer connection isn't getting more run. Is there a Loomer connection? I think you guys are giving me something to look into that might be really interesting. My favorite Lauren Loomer story is when psychotic Loomer chained herself to the front door of the Twitter office in Manhattan, handcuffed herself to the front door, and threw the key away. And the cops came, and the cops said to Twitter, "Do you want us to take her away?" And the Twitter people said, "Nah, you can just leave her there. Just let her stay there." And it wound up with Loomer begging to be released. And it was not until long after she had peed herself in public that the cops uh, helped get her out. I don't even know if it was the cops, but whoever uh, unshackled her. Uh, but she's a nut. Loomer is a nut. So yes, we can call it the Loomer concern. But I don't even fucking know what like I don't know what it is about Loomer that like it's the same thing with Candace Owen, right? These fucking people are like they're insane, crazy people, and yet they got millions, if not or hundreds. I'll say hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers. Um, and every now and then, I get to meet somebody who will defend a Lauren Loomer, regardless um, of what she's done. And I actually mentioned it uh, last time on stream that there's a guy, Troy Black, and Troy Black is a prophet. Uh, and Troy predicts things. He gets words of knowledge from God, and downloads and shit, and he predicts stuff. The stuff never comes true. But if you go to his website, he actually has a prediction and proof that it came true. Um, and the prediction and the proof never quite match. They're always like he predicted uh, uh, an earthquake and a terrible storm in Anchorage, Alaska, and it was going to kill thousands of people and destroy it. Um, and that was the claim, and it never happened. But if you go and look at his proof, there was an earthquake around that time in Alaska, uh, hundreds of miles north of Anchorage, and a place that has earthquakes all the time. To me, that's the crazy Laura Loomer stuff. Um, just a nut. All right, list of Haley's documented lies. Part one. She claims she sold oxy to friends. The arrest report says she sold heroin to an undercover police detective. Um, I'm willing to what do you call it? Uh, I will take her word on that for the moment. She did give the case numbers out, so we'll see what happened later on with what she pled to. Um, but the the heroin claim to me is specious, mostly because it's heroin and she's in the Carolinas. It just doesn't seem like something that people would want or get um, there. But ozone, I'll tell you what, man. If you are willing to get me this info, stuffy stuff, I'm happy. I'd be happy to discuss it. I'd even be happy to have you on stream to discuss it. Um, Lies part two. Heroin and oxy are treated the same in North Carolina. That's why it says heroin on the report. This has never been true. Heroin is always Schedule 1, oxy is always Schedule 2. Uh, um, I'm not disagreeing that with you, but I will say that I've learned that you guys have taught me not to trust police reports. So uh, I'm not going to doubt it until I see it. Uh, and but that's it. Excuse me. All right. I need to take a drink, and I got ice in this glass. It's gonna make a lot of shitty noise, so I'm gonna mute for a second. All right. Um, so don't trust official legal documents, Schmuel. Balls deep. Um, I used to trust them a lot. I got to be honest. I used to trust them a lot, and then I started following this Karen Reed case, and it and then that sucked me into a lot of the law tube stuff. Not the Nick Rekieta stuff, but more civil rights lawyer, barbecue counselor, uh, and guy named Brother Counsel, who's actually my favorite, Larry Foreman, and these guys. And they go through oftentimes what the police said in their police report and then what came out later. So uh, it's it's shaken my faith uh, in there. All right, lie number three. Haley said that both oxy and heroin are punished in the same in North Carolina. Trafficking oxy is the same, but trafficking requires 4 grams. She was busted for selling uh, less than 0.1 gram. You can get busted for selling 0.1 gram, and I'm keeping track, Ozone, and I will follow this stuff up. There's really not much else I can say. I don't. I I haven't really followed it. I didn't watch her stream yesterday. I just sort of got the reactions, and my gut tells me right now, just knowing her, that I believe she said what she said. And let's just put it this way. Um, I'm going to look. And if I find out that I'm incorrect, I will come back here and I will trash, trash, trash. Uh, uh, and I'm happy to do that. All right, now let us put up uh, NJ Ranger Donna. I knew it was the deep state, just like Ricotta. um, look, I've met Nick. I've streamed on shows with him. I've had conversations with him like off screen and all that stuff. Um, but and assuming he had his license, if I ever needed a lawyer, he would not be the guy. He would not be the guy uh, that I would call. Um, Rick Cohen Esquire, you didn't even watch. Sweep, simp, repeat. That, hey, look, it's a valid criticism, but the show was yesterday and I was working. I literally worked from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. last night on the thing that actually pays me uh, to buy food and pay the mortgage. So you're, I think, 100% accurate if that's what you want to believe. But it was that I didn't watch because I didn't want to. Um, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really watch Haley streams because I'm not necessarily that interested in a lot of this sort of intricate detail about steel toe or karmic. But they go on, so they go on. They kind of go on a little bit too long for me. So hold on. And Ozone Lies Part 4. My probation violation was for not paying the fine. The arrest report says she violated for testing positive for meth and weed, separate incidents, and for showing up to jail high. Um, all right. If these Ozone, if you got these things and these are lies, um, let's do it. I mean, let's get together and I'll run them down. I'll run them down. I'll run them down one by one. And if I come back, I will be what you want me to be in this. But I just don't find that. Uh, uh, I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. So uh, let's find out and we'll say, um, I think Mr. Panhandler, not worth it, Ozone. I think that he got hurt, Mr. Panhandler. That somehow, because you and Red were big friends, and then it sort of all went to shit. So I don't really know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the problem is, and so we'll go with that. All right. Let's move on. Ice Dancer. Sorry, Ozone. Um, hold please. Oops, I gotta take that down. Sorry, using two different things. Jimmy I for 359. Change of pace here. What were you thinking with the attacks on Keanu and Michaeline jeopardizing your bromance with cigar aficionado Gino? We're going to pop into that right at the moment and say NJ Ranger 201. This is a retread of the Kumia arc, isn't it? No, it's different because with Kumia, your stuff was Reddit. It was all Reddit. There are no like no documents and whatnot. And I haven't seen people come out. So I like I said here, I will be happy to go over the Haley stuff and make my comment when I go over it. It just came out, and I understand that the way the Dabbleverse works is news comes out, pile on, and it kind of goes, it develops a life of its own. Uh, it's not really what I do. I want to wait. I like to wait and see.
I made $550 net on super chats and memberships last month, and I keep ads on too because I hate my viewers. And there you go.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the $10 using my voice. And I want to we'll just replay that because it came up so quick.
I made $550 net on super chats and memberships last month, and I keep ads on too because I hate my viewers. And there you go.
There you go.
I made $550 net on super chats and memberships last month, and I keep ads on too because I hate my viewers. And there you go.
Thanks for that. But there are no ads on now. So I kind of don't know what you're complaining about. But thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. All right. Ozone QAnon thinks the elites run a global PDFs cabal. Tug Simp 123. I can't. Yeah, QAnon is insane. QAnon is insane. I have a QAnoner nearby, and they are losing their fucking minds. And is my laptop struggling? It's a very high quality laptop. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see if there's anything opened that should not be. Oh. All right. Let's pull down some stuff here. We'll take some stuff off that's taking up memory, and maybe that'll ease up the burden on the system. And all right, so now everything's off that is normally off. So hopefully that works. Normally what I do is I restart my computer before I come on, and I've taken down all
Stand
the
back
stuff
and
that
stand by.
automatically- Stand back, stand by.
I made $550 net on super chats and memberships last month, and I keep ads on too because I hate my viewers. And there you go.
There we go. There we go. Ozone. I'm well aware of what QAnon is and what Pizzagate is. They're labeled as conspiracy theorists, but it's true. Wow. I'm a little bit tired of the conspiracy theorists because they think everything is a conspiracy. But then again, I get tired of the libertarians thinking we don't need a government, and I get tired. I get tired of lots of stuff. Bustelo, there you go, is an aphorism. Very good. You're a smart guy. Yeah, QAnon is real. Donald is getting right on taking it down, all the elite PDFs. I'm also in the bridge sales business. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of the thing, right? I do love that all these people thought, what the hell did they call him? The next Cyrus? So I think Cyrus was the king of Persia in the Bible that was not Jewish, but saved the Jewish people. And that's what these guys say about Trump, is that he's the next Cyrus. I think we've disproven that, but I have to believe that J.D. Vance has a very worn copy of the 25th Amendment in his back pocket and reads it every time he takes a shit, wondering how he can pull it out and use it. But we are reaching that point. But the QAnon stuff and that stuff, it's the Pizzagate stuff. It's all it's all crazy. It's just crazy silliness, right? And then you've got to believe that no cops, like it would involve all the police, local, federal, uh, everyone, and there wouldn't be. It just doesn't. I don't. I just don't think it happens that way. But um, who knows? I'm also totally thinking that people need this. I don't know why people need it, but they always seem to need an enemy, as they say. Um, Stallion the best. Yes, Stallion is pretty fantastic. Um, so what is hold please, Frank? Schmuel, Doug Nelson is pro-Israel, but he gave me a look when I said the Ellisons buying CBS and TikTok is not a conspiracy to salvage Israel's image. What look did he give you? A knowing look? Um, are the Ellisons not allowed to do that? Mr. King sweeps. This old man is so long gone. Actually, no. And the name of tonight's show, Executive Function, was because I took a 3-hour battery of cognitive and et cetera tests last week, got the results this week, and I was shocked because I really thought I was on the verge of Alzheimer's and whatnot, and I'm not. So, shockingly enough, but I did find out my IQ, which I will not share with you. But it was better than I better than I expected it to be. Ozone surely the point would be that she helps catch pedos, uh, not that they get a few wrong. And Tugsim, I love you. You know that. You know you're like one of my favorite people here. Um, and I will say that when it comes to the pedo hunters, creep me out. Um, I've there's never been a time in my life when I've seen somebody um, who doesn't have. There's something weird about them. Like uh, they're. I feel like they're the problem. That whatever that guy's name is, Alex Rosen, maybe the big tall guy who's like 27, but he looks like he's 60 something. Uh, just scares the shit out of me. Um, and I think one day it'll come out, but the people that spend an inordinate amount of time worrying about one particular area, um, uh, something is wrong there. Uh, hold on.
I've had multiple discussions with other hosts about how to squeeze the most money out of this channel. I don't give a fuck what any of you actually think. So there you go.
Anonymous, thank you for your $10. That's actually not true, but everything I do on my own. And oftentimes I get very good advice and I turn it down. And there's people in the chat that have given me advice and I've turned stuff down. Not a bad dub. Yes, I am actually, that is Dabbletip people, dabbletip.com/Buckman. I am actually taking it, I am going to request that they remove the name Buckman from that, and they can use anything else. And I don't care if they use the voice, but I've made my own, and I would prefer that the name go with the one that I made. Big W, 138 is far above average in the USA. LOL. Uh, uh, Somebody got it earlier in the chat where they split it. So I don't know what the bottom number of average is. The top number of average is 119, and then 120 and above are above average. So that's where it was interesting to me because I had no idea that this was part of that result. I have ADD, don't really want to take medication, and I totally wanted, but I wanted to know what was going on because I had been able to overcome it for a long time, and lately I hadn't been feeling like I I couldn't, and so there we go. But I'm supposed to have the PDF. I'm supposed to have gotten a copy of the report. I went through it with the psychologist yesterday or the day before. Um, and I was supposed to have it like right after the meeting. I didn't get it, but when I do, I'm just going to pull out. I'm just going to redact personal stuff, and I'll put it up. So we'll
Is there
talk
any
about
part of
that.
you that recognizes how bizarre and classless it is for a man your age to behave that way in front of a daughter, Keanu, and her parents?
No, absolutely, 100% no. Um, uh, the thing about that, I think let's why don't we just start talking at it, working it. Buck's psychologist working on his PDF report finally. Now she had the report. She showed it to me. It was a video meeting. I was supposed to get a copy of it right after. I didn't get it. So there we go. Legitimate person. Mike E. Thanks, Ava. Um, I frankly disagree. I think that behaving the way I did in front of them was actually me being a kind person. But let's we can we move on from Haley and Kevin, right? Kevin, who's done inordinate harm to inordinate, in my view, and kind of terrorizes people. I get it. You like him. What can I say to you? Um, and Haley, I know you really want me to go after. I got to feel it first. I don't really go after anybody like that unless um, I'm feeling it. So I got to take a look. And the Haley that I know, that I've known for a couple of years, is not the Haley that came out um, in that what do you call it? Uh, in that police report. And maybe you guys are right. Maybe she's a lunatic, right wing conservative psycho. Um, and I, I will find out. Uh, you don't know her, Roy Cohn Esquire. Look, it's true in a sense. I mean, it's not like we hang out and that we're best of friends and go to dinner, and things like that. But I'm just saying, in the help that she's offered me, we've lots of phone conversations and stuff, talk back and forth. So there we go. Uh, Panhandler can come on
Do
whenever
you think it's
Panhandler wants.
possible there is a correlation with that odd thinking and being divorced 3 times? The best things in
Avarise.
life are free, but you can't keep them for the birds and bees. Now give me money. There you go. That's what I want. So there you go. Give me your money. Yeah. Therefore you go.
Cool. Yeah, feel free to send me money. I'm always happy um, to get money. I like making it. Uh, but I gotta fix this because I have it on auto and it's interrupting my flow here. But I had it on auto because I didn't turn it off because it came that way. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And I don't know how to turn it off. So I guess we're just going to leave the fucking thing on. So there you go. So feel free to spend your money on Dabble Tip with voice chats, and they will automatically appear on screen. There's not much that I can do. Iced answer. Schmuel, can you send Panhandler the link, please? He's got it. Panhandler has an Everlink, so he can come on whenever he wants, uh, and he is aware of that. I just want to see one more thing here. That was interesting. All right. Yeah, I don't know why. look, I'm not going to fix it now. I don't really care. All right. And I also do think that the claim that I'm grifting for money, considering the way we run the show and interact with the chat, um, is is untrue. There we go. Uh, totally untrue. Get the bandana on, Pan. It's time to get clipped. Very funny. You always have a friend in Jesus, from Roy Cohn Esquire. Um, yeah, that's another thing we'll talk about. But
What is going on with you? Every time someone asks you what your problem is, you make some new shit up that's not even true, bozo.
Somebody's drinking and spending money on that credit card. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate the $5. And all right. Send me the latest, Snow Buckman. All right. Anything but the Gadsden flag. Uh, I don't have a problem. I honestly don't have a problem with the Gadsden flag, but I am kind of a little like weirded out when people
600 net in super chats and memberships this month, but I hope you like these ads.
I hope you like the ads too that aren't there. And let's just go here. Sorry. I want to double check something before I pop into this next little area. I'm going to talk about the stream from the other night with our good friends, Keanu C. Thompson and her mom, Michaeline. And I don't have any regrets about it. None at all. It's interesting. The only people that got mad at me were mad at me because I went on with Keanu, and so apparently I gave her viewers that she wouldn't normally have. But the truth is, I actually like Keanu, and uh, nice podcast, stupid. Live for $2. You had good.
When Haley goes one, she goes all. There you go.
And nice podcast, stupid for $2. You had good phone conversation, so age dealing, no big deal. Got it? Hey, what can I tell you? I do it just for you. And I'm going to ask.
I guess it's just funny that you said you aren't a grifter and then immediately said, keep sending money. I like money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who doesn't like money, right? Hold, please. I'm sending a DM. And I sent a DM, and I did send it to our buddy NJ Ranger, and here we go. All right. Dan, Dan, I don't know what you're getting at. Didn't are people not allowed to redeem themselves? I do love that all of these guys that are Christian and talk about God and all that other bullshit are also the ones that want to string people up. People who have ever possibly redeemed themselves are not permitted in our universe. NJ Ranger 201 for 499. Thanks, buddy. I want to remind the audience that 0 PDFs were taken down by QAnon. In fact, they're messianic, I don't know if I pronounced that right, figures responsible for covering up Jeff Epstein's unaliving.
Haley is smart.
That-
I talked to her on the
possibly.
phone. Those donut pitas deserved everything they got and more.
Thank you for the $5 there, Anonymous. I have no idea anything about the donut pitos. Was anyone caught? And look at this. We got AB gifted one Schmuel Buckman membership. Thank you, AB. Yes, please subscribe and also join the membership. We're $1.99 for memberships till the end of the month, and that would be very cool for you to do that. And yes, I don't care about money. And NJ, I did send you a DM if you wanted to take a look. And also, if you like the link, that would be cool. But I don't know where you are. So I think you might be on. I think you might be on vacation. So you might not be able to do it. Haley is a compulsive liar, Schmuel. You are a gullible old man. Again, that may be true, but is Brennan not a compulsive liar? Right? Who is not a compulsive liar according to you guys? So, and what other lies has this Haley said? I'd like to know what they are. So, somebody said I'm looking for a life preserver. Now I'm actually this is pretty cool. If like to call this show a humiliation grift. People what do you call it? Often find people that think they're winning aren't necessarily so. Serenity Now, we haven't seen you in forever, and it's good to have you back. Yes, at least 2 people were arrested in Pizzagate: Epstein and
Haley is a woman.
Maxwell.
Women are pretty and smell nice. So there you go.
I have no disagreement with that. Most women do smell nice, and I actually happen to like women. So how can I change that? Let me just say. Let me see what I'm doing here, because I love dabble tips. I love the voice messages. I think the one with my voice I like, as I said, but I would like it to not autoplay because it's interrupting me, and I'm losing my train of thought, which was the thing that came out on my 3 hours of testing. So there you go. All right. And hold, please. All right. Let's at least make them more expensive. Give me one lie KB has seriously said. That he was busy was why he couldn't go to his brother's funeral. Is that enough? Or do I need more? That he told Louis C.K. he had prostate cancer? I mean, there's kind of a slew of them. CC, I know people don't like you, but that's actually pretty funny. Let's buy Pat Dixon one pillow. The what do you call it? Went out of business. Not out of business. What's the nutty guy? Mike Lindell from My Pillow ran for governor and lost in the primary and is now doing the Mike Lindell and complaining it was stolen from him and that there was a fraud in the voting. So, yes, of course. All right. Anonymous at $3. You're not owning anyone by siding with a proven liar. I didn't think I was siding with Kevin, but thank you, Anonymous. I stand, Sir Schmuel. Will you vote for me when I run for Congress? 100%, and definitely 100%. So let's just. It's crazy. Sorry, learning how to use something. But sure, Ice, we'll do it for you. 100%. Can we Roy Cohn Esquire? Oh, shut up. Kevin spouts lies all the time. Are you dumb? And wow. All right. And that's from Tug Simp. All right. Let's go back here and follow this young lady's advice. Only Genta. Hit like and subscribe. All right. We've gone an hour and 17 minutes. And there we go. Alvarez $5. Why is everyone trying to make Buckman condemn Haley? He is in recovery and respects people making changes for the better. Buckman is right. Well, thank you, Avariza. Surprise, but yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And it does match what I've said forever, which is I really do think that people are entitled to have served a penance and allowed to move on. But there we go. There we go. Buckman never dignifies donations with any appropriate consideration of the content. I'm an idiot. I don't have any talent. Okay. So, yes, it is. And Mr. Panhandler, she got some bad advice. TT. All right, Pan. Has anyone asked if he sent Panhandler the link? Panhandler has the Everlink. Panhandler can come on whenever Panhandler feels like coming on. So that's it. It is not me. I wouldn't keep Panhandler from the stream. So Ozone ain't done yet. You can't go anywhere, Schmuel. But it is part of recovery to mock people on the internet of substance issues. Aaron, Nick, and Karmic all looked down on by righteous heroin Haley. I don't know what this young lady's what her recovery story is. I'm referring to May. Anonymous for $3. H isn't reformed. She lied about everything, dummy. Yes, of course, because that would not, if she didn't lie about everything, it wouldn't fit what you need to happen. So, all right. Okay. So I'm moving on here. Let me see if I got the answer to the question that I had asked. I have not, but we will go on. Dave, get your drawers on. I tried to bring Sarah on tonight, but he was still working when I called. And Mook comes from Mama Luke. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, good call. What's Dave's take? Dave has a natural hatred of anyone being arrested for a drug crime. All right. AB has a history fact, so we need to go on here. The last Mamelukes fought in Mexico on behalf of the French in the 1860s. Just a factoid for you. I stands for likes dogs. All right. So I want to get into. I got to get. Here's Ava. All right. How is Buckman supposed to know and fact check every fringe detail you people ask him about? Ask her if you have a problem. Let him do his show. This can't be the same Alvarizer that I know, but thank you for the $5, Alvarizer. Look, but what I do know, the only thing I really do know is that every time something comes out, you guys seem to really love to destroy them, go after them, kick them when they're down, sort of thing. So I'm allowed to take my time in making a decision. Uh, balls deep at $5. If Toe said he dealt opioids to better serve his progeny, what would you say? Better serve his progeny. I kind of don't understand how that would serve his progeny's balls deep. Thank you for the $5. But generally my view of Toe is that he's a piece of shit. And so I want to no, I I will say that if I did get enjoyment from the Haley arc, it's that the Toe didn't get out of this what he anticipated getting out of it. So there's fun. And I'm leaping into Keanu because I want to get this over. I don't really want to. Excuse me. I don't want to let it linger. And people have been asking me a lot about it, and so before I say anything, uh, I'm not here to trash Keanu. I want up front. I'm just going to say because I know this is how it's going to sound, but I met her in person, away from the cameras, away from Gino, away from the circus. She was sweet. And I thought pretty genuine. And one of the guys that is in our chat tonight spent quite a while talking to her as well, and that's somebody I respect. But the other thing with Kiana that has been strange is I see Kiana with Gino, I see Kiana with her mother, and she's not the same person that when she's in our chat. Her chats are they're funny. I mean, she makes decent jokes on 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 the chat, and so I wonder. And she was very kind. She sent a message to me after the show the other night, which was which was kind of her to do. But look, the show it deserves it deserves reviewing. Some of it because I want to kind of explain my side, and some of it because I want to point out some things that I've noticed. Wait, Kiki is funny. Um, I'm going to say that in the chats, she's been funny, and when I met her in person, she was very cool, and sweet, and nice, and like a fun. I don't know. She seemed like a fun person. Now look, maybe that's a mistake on my part, and maybe she really is this evil piece of shit that everybody seems to think she is, and I get suckered by somebody being nice to me in person. It's possible, and so I will, but I'm gonna just talk about it, and I just want to go with there was that earlier thing about a mother and her daughter. I think I need to talk. I think it needs to be addressed. All right. Uh, NJ Ranger 201 Donna, you read us the statement on her Twitter, please. I think you're asking me to read the statement. I don't think it would be. So what I'll do is I think I will read it. And to be fair, I'll read my response to it. I don't think it's sharing anything. I know DMs are sacred and all that bullshit. And I am looking at, yes, to the person that just DM'd me, I cannot find it on settings, and I didn't see anything on the main page So, but we'll live with it. I'm not really gonna. I won't worry about it. We'll move forward. All right. But thank you for that. And let's just see. And I had thought about reading it earlier, and all right. So her message to me was, "Thank you, Bucky. I didn't expect it to go that way. LOL, but it was interesting. I'm sure." Uh, and I wrote back, "It was good. We gave them content. Someday we'll have a conversation about why it went south." Um, and she wrote back, "We sure did," which I think refers to the content part. That was it. But I don't know if I had had like that argument and kicked somebody off a stream if I would have sent anything. So we'll give her that. But let's talk about this Bucky thing because um, no one calls me Bucky. Uh, I haven't been called Bucky before. I come on your show and you're like, "Oh, we want to have a serious conversation," uh, and you're calling me Bucky. So I don't know. Seemed a little disrespectful. I went with it, um, but it definitely seemed like it was being disrespectful. Maybe she was trying to make a joke, something like that. Coming right out of the gate, I thought it was a little weak, and but you could. I just would have thought I like Bucky. I don't have a problem with it, and it would have been cool if she had said, "Hey, do you mind if I call you that?" That's what I would ask people. And I go, "Only Genta." Schmuel, you made it worse. No, it's I like the name Bucky. I'm trying to get Bucky. I'm trying to get Bucky out there, right? So, Genta, there's always something going on. So it was weird. So it was supposed to just be Keanu, her mom, and me. And we get in, and her father's there. Doesn't say much, doesn't seem all that interested. And Keanu goes into the story about Haley after first asking me a music question, like, what's the one album I would bring um, on an island or something. And if you know anything about me, I don't know shit about music. So I think my answer was like, some, I don't know, bluegrass music or something like that. If I was getting stranded on the island for the rest of my life, I don't think that music would be at the top of my agenda. What album to bring, I don't think I would care about. Um, but then immediately she went into the Haley thing, not her opinion about the Haley thing, and not about it other than I think her question was, if that were me, people would be jumping all over me and harassing me. This would die down or would not die down. And she was pissed, apparently, that people are not going after Haley. But she said, if this were me, they would be doing, all these things. And I said no, that I didn't think that were true. And then she quickly dismissed that and then started going into all the things that people have done to her and the harassment that she's gotten. Um, and I said back, but I think a lot of times you create this stuff. Um, you got in, like, you get in there. And certainly the whole sticking up for Aaron and the Ricada stuff was quite ridiculous. And I mentioned that, she talks a lot about having got this wrist broken and how bad it was. Um, and, uh, and domestic violence is essentially the topic. But yet, this is the woman that when April sent her concerns about the husband she had, which April had said had domestically abused her. She sent those chats to Aaron. So I don't think you can do. I don't think you can do both. I just, and that's what I called out. And so I wasn't calling out the whether or not she would have been gone on or harassed and that stuff, or whatever. But I was like, you may have done stuff that got you disliked, and I don't know where that comes from. And look, we also got to point out that I was going to say Haley, Keanu has never had a co-host that she's gotten along with for any length of time except her mother. Every time she tries to do a show with someone, they bail out, and they bail out badly, right? And so my point was not about Haley. My point was that I think Keanu brings a lot of stuff on herself, and then Frank, Keanu brings her attacks on herself because she's friends with Aaron. Bucky, no, that's not what I said. What I said was, I think siding with Aaron in the domestic abuse stuff was a demonstration that she doesn't. That there's something strange about this domestic abuse. That it's like. I get it's okay when some people do it, or I don't know. I couldn't figure it out, but that's apparently what set off the mom, and I chose not to put a label on it. I also said broken wrist. I was trying very hard to not get in there too deep in it. But she definitely was building this case that, she gets piled on unfairly. She wants to be, nobody extends her grace, oh, woe is me, Keanu. And the reality is that, she brings a lot of this shit on herself. That was my point with that. And you look, the principle applies, both ways. And the other thing too is, same with you guys tonight, right? Like, what am I like? What am I supposed to do? Grab the pitchfork and the torches and round up streamers and go after her?
To Buckman, women are forbidden from occupying a middle ground. They must be split into clean, absolute binaries. They are either pristine, blameless objects who require immediate patriarchal rescue,
or they are monstrous, withholding authorities who must be surgically excised from his reality. This is called splitting. It's a binary prison of Buckman's own making, and the bars are stubbornly thick.
Thank you for the $16. Really appreciate that. And we got into some other stuff, but I was told this was supposed to be, serious. We were going to be serious and a little bit fun. I have to put this up because I laughed at something else. NJ Ranger, this is a little sidetrack. NJ Ranger 201. She was fun to talk to after a very stupid and obese man tried to accost me after Rodney's. Yes, yes, a very stupid and obese man did try to accost one NJ Ranger at Rodney's, and the only reason why I sidetracked on that is because that very stupid and obese man cannot accept that NJ Rangers become a thing and has a show that's popular. So let's face it, NJ stole all of this other guy's viewers, and that's how things happen. Not that there was like a year between, not that he stinks, none of those things. So good work on stealing there. NJ. Who are you talking about? Uh, I was going to let I was going to let NJ Ranger say the name, but that it's up to him, and if he doesn't, I'll say it in a couple of minutes. Um, Genta Youngo vibes. I will tell you. This really has more to do with. I just don't want to give the guy. I just don't want to give. I don't want to give the guy any credit for it. Um, and let's just see. Only Gently. Thank you, Young Vibes. You are my only friend. Ah, sweet. All right, let's go. Uh, he just consumes money and is never satisfied. What the fuck? Um, no, I'm here for everybody, and I thoroughly appreciate everyone that chats, um, and super chats and donates, uh, and stuff. Dan, of course, has to be the one to say it because he's been sitting there, who wasn't at Rodney's, but he's been in his chair for the last 5 minutes, just itching and itching to put it out. But it's and he's got Kevin SoundCloud, which is incorrect. It is Kevin Soundboard, who is a giant fat man attached to KB with like a chain or super glue or some shit like that. And he couldn't, he was Kevin's defender. He was protecting Kevin from everyone. But he decided to go after NJ. Uh, so there we go. And wait, I'm seeing something here, and I like this. I like this. Where is it? Where is it? I'm sorry. AB. Where did I put it? AB. Kevin SoundCloud would be a good alt for me. It is. It is. I had my own interaction with Kevin Soundboard in Atlantic City last year, which I can talk about at some point, but it's not really worth it. But in any event, back to the story. I got into. I wanted to ask Kiana questions. I wanted to do stuff. So I asked her how long she's been in New York, and she said 10 years. Uh, uh, she's been doing streaming for as long as I can remember, and her streams get less than 30 people. And as someone said, 30 was a kind number. And uh, I brought up that she's just not gaining traction, and uh, I kind of wonder what she thought about that. The Untoward Tuesday show she does with her mother, uh, it's at least a year, maybe two, and again, very few viewers. And the mother got highly pissed off at that because I guess their viewers are more important people than anyone else. And then she also does the on-screen producing for Gino, and so my actual theory on this is that she's absorbing shit from her mother and Gino, their combative style, their meanness, their thinking they're better than anyone. And if there is like this true Keanu under there that is funny, um, or can act and whatever, we're not seeing it. And I can't help but think that. Um, and I got to say that you know I the weird, there is a level of ultimate weirdness uh, sharing your Eskimo brother story with your mom and thinking that that's funny and or interesting. Um, but I also have a feel. It's like my feeling is I would like to see a Keanu be Keanu, uh, and do what she thinks she should do, not what these other people are trying to get her to do. Um, and I also got into the mom stuff because it's a little weird, right? The mom uh, is obviously someone who is having a terrible time aging, and uh, these two call each other their best friends, and it's okay to be friends with your parents. There's nothing wrong with that. But when your parent is your best friend, um, there's an issue because you're supposed to have generational differences. You're supposed to do different things, um, and they don't. And it's like, mom to me is kind of creepy, and she just can't let her daughter go. And it's like not the I told the story of the clinic disorder where Keanu's in an eating clinic, and she's there because she has an eating disorder, and the mother comes in complaining how hungry she is and she needs to eat and making a scene. And it's like your daughter's in a clinic for a problem, um, and yet you're making this about yourself. Like, it seems very, very selfish to me. And I know Keanu disagrees, and they're happy and all that stuff. But at some point, Ma needs to let go. You know, it's time to move move on from that. But I got that story of oh, it was just a joke, and it was so funny, and we're laughing about it, and how dare you do this? And then, of course, I was accused of it was being set up um, by somebody else. Somebody else had set me up. I didn't get to see this myself. Somebody told me about it. No, I actually saw it myself, and I was kind of disturbed by it. And having grown up with an alcoholic parent, um, when my siblings and I sit around now, we'll talk about it, and we will make jokes and we will laugh about it. Um, but it doesn't mean that whatever pain or hurt it caused um, has gone away. It's just we've become comfortable with dealing with it. And I just I I was anyway. I was disturbed by that story. I was disturbed by the Eskimo brother's story. I mean, it's your mom, right? This is not like a girlfriend or something. Um, the mom taking the picture of Keanu peeing in the parking lot and then posting it on Facebook like it was a big hilarious hilarity thing. Um, this is this is the mom, at least in my opinion, can't grow up, and she wants to be buddies. This is you're my buddy. We're friends, and alcohol parents only beat their kids the one time they're caught by an undercover. Yes, and they only drove drunk once, the time that they got pulled over. Um, but yes, exactly. Um, but that's but it's interesting because it does go to I sort of goes to my point, which is like, hey man, if you did this then, right? You did this to your daughter then. Um, what else? Like what other stuff um have you done? Buckman has been named on the farms, probably. I imagine that that's going to happen someday, but who knows? Big W13. I never called my old man by his first name. I wouldn't be here. I will say that I have made jokes to my mom um, about with her first name in the joke, but I would never call my. It was a rarity, and yeah, the first name thing. It all seems to get a little weird. Um, so we get $1.99 from Nice Podcast Stupid. $1.99. Mickeline sucks, but Haley is mom of the year. LOL. I guess, Dan, if that's what you think, we'll let you think there. I don't get the comparison thing though, because that's kind of what you seem to constantly go for is you want to compare this to that. But when people compare you to something else, you get all pissed off. But hey, that's you. Thanks for the $1.99. Right. All right. So Pascal Digital. If your dad wasn't a dad, call him by his first name, Bucky. Yeah, I didn't call my father by my first name. Haha, Dan, does Michelina even sell H for school clothes? No. As I've said a million times, you can marry more money in 10 minutes than you can earn in a lifetime. So we can talk about that. So Mersh comes on, and then I'm going to kind of rehash some shit a little bit after this. But then Mersh comes on, and there was this moment. Mersh was making a joke that Haley, you got me doing it. That Michaeline, and I were driving around the villages with an upside down pineapple, and everybody knew what we were doing. And then he went, two geriatrics, and Michaeline lost her shit. Don't call me a geriatric. I'm not a geriatric. Don't call me a geriatric. And that's the thing. And that's where I was like asking the question is like, why are you afraid to get old? Why can't you just let life live the way life is? And obviously you see the plastic surgery, the makeup, the hair. It's just not what you would expect from a 70-year-old woman. I also did find out that Keanu's dad is the same age as me, and Michaeline is significantly older. But that is just an aside. But I have no. It's just this thing is it's creepy. So then Mersh and I started to have a chuckle, and Mersh and I are not known for liking each other. But it was taken that we liked each other, and this was somehow a setup, and we got tossed. So I don't know that what do you call it? That Mersh went back on or not, but Mersh is now convinced that Michaeline loves him, and there we go. But 5 years, I think it's more. I think it's more than that. But Jeff Closer, Mersh and you should have an odd couple style stream. Look, I enjoy streaming. I enjoy streaming with Mersh, but Mersh doesn't Mersh doesn't necessarily like me. And did it hurt being called a hard R by Mersh or Bucky by Kiki? Oh, did it hurt worse? I enjoyed both. I loved that Mersh called me the hard R. Gave me show titles, weeks of content, and but let's let's move on here a little bit, and so I think the Michaeline and Keanu relationship is a little strange. There's there it's just I don't know. It's just it's weird to me. It's weird to me. I can't imagine if a daughter came home and said she was marrying a guy who was 22 or 23, whatever it is, years her senior, um, and he was broke, that I would be terribly enthusiastic about it. Uh, it seems just everything seems off, and so the thing that struck with me, that stuck with me, right, was Keanu gets invited on a lot of shows. Um, she'll do guest spots, cross show, and more often than not, from what I've seen, um, she's brought on so people can make fun of her. Um, I don't think she gets it. The Husey thing, having her on, and eh, just the chats, the brutal chats, um, don't, eh, and her sitting there doing it, it's like you're being brought on as a clown. Yes, you think people like it, and um, y- you're it's helping you or whatever, but it hasn't helped the numbers. Um, it hasn't helped you gain traction. Uh, it it's it's like I like her. I want her to do well, and I just don't think the people around her are helping her get there. Um, so it's I don't know. It's strange to me, but and I could wax poetic about why I think Michaeline is a weird broad, and that she's putting her daughter in positions that really shouldn't be. You shouldn't be doing in public to your daughter. But I think the worst part of this is you confirm poor behavior. Um, you never push back on any of the things that Keanu's ever done. You always go. Um, she's always defending her. She encourages people. She encourages Keanu to get into fights with people. Uh, it's a very strange relationship, and I just it's gone on for it's. I've watched this. It's been going on for a long time, and it it just doesn't. It doesn't. It does not make sense to me. Um, Uh, you think Husey brings you on for comedy and wit? No, exactly my point. And when is the last time you've seen me on Husey? Right? Um, so I was going to say there you go, but uh, I'm not unaware, uh, Tim, about what's going on. Um, and look, do you think Kevin brings you on for your humor and wit? Uh, I don't know. You tell me. Um, uh, he's delusional. TJ, you've told us a lot of stories about things, and it's fine. But you seem to be in this anti-Haley crowd. Um, were you possibly? What's the difference between what stuff you told me about and one getting caught? Right? Tim is funny. Um, Yeah, Tim is actually funny. Um, uh, Tim's actually very funny, and that's why Kevin has him on. I'm 100% certain of it. Right? It's not so he can make fun of Tim, uh, judged him for letting Ray stay at his house, and he's got 4 pensions. Uh, so there we there we go. Um, so I don't look. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be what you want. What you want me to be. It's not what I'm here for, right? Um, and when I see stuff like this sort of creepy behavior with the mother and Keanu, um, I feel like I should say something, especially when you brought me on the show. KB 103, I get asked on to be a pretty face. I know my role around here. I think that's what I'm saying is right. Like I don't think that Keanu gets uh, what her role has become, and I think a lot of that is because of this what she's getting told from Gino and the mother. Uh, I think the best Keanu is the Keanu when she's not fighting with people, when she's not arguing. Um, but that's the path, right? That's where she's been going. And if you're doing something over and over and you're not like it's not working, this show you do that doesn't gain traction. You used to be big with Chrissy Mayer and stuff. We hardly see that anymore. Bragging about opening for Gino at Governor's Comedy Club. I mean, you're 10 years in, right? It's like you're 10 years into this and you're still an open mic, basically. I mean, it's like they hire you guys because they know they can get 2 uh, for the price of 1, basically, or certainly not as much as they would have to pay somebody else. So I don't know. Alvin in Cleveland, seeing this, Haley took Lee and Keanu and Gino being heavily in debt with her past. I would think she'd have more compassion for people making mistakes. Um, I would too. And if Gino wasn't such an asshole um, and lying all the time, then I think maybe I would have felt the same way you do. But yes, 10 years. She moved to New York post college because a professor thought she was really funny and she really liked him um, and encouraged her to go into comedy, thought she was really funny. And she started performing in clubs 10 years ago. Um, and she is where she is today. Now, there was COVID, so was there a 2-year lapse? Should I say 8 years? But no, it was 10 years. I mean, asked the question. Um, I wanted the answer um, uh, because I don't. I like you. People like you, right? People enjoy you. But oh girl, it's time to find something else. Josie 42013. Yes, either find something else or break out and try to do this on your own. And um, I think she's funny, man. I think she's like, or she could be. Um, she seems fun to talk to. Does it make a comic? I don't know, but I do know, in my view, she's being held back by the people that she's surrounding herself with. Gino's fight with Dixon becomes her fight with Dixon, right? Gino's fight with Levy becomes her fight with Levy, and it goes on and on and on from there. So yeah, I don't. That's my view. I kind of wanted to get into that. Didn't get the chance, obviously. I wanted to get into the relationship with the mother. Like, why is if your mom really wants you to succeed and you're doing the stream and you're not getting people out of it, uh, why are you continuing? Maybe it's time for you to just leave like her alone to do this.
Because Buckman's own alcoholic mother's systemic neglect were dead serious matters of literal survival, his mind cannot compute a universe where a child can reflect on a parent's dysfunction and laugh. Driven by an agonizing envy of a functional maternal bond he never possessed, Buckman labels her a bad mother. BC, if her flaws can be forgiven through humor, his bitterness is revealed to be a choice.
That's a take. Thank you for the I have to look and see. Thank you for the $16. Um, it's take. It's your take. I'm not saying it's not a valid take. I don't think it's the take. I think that I am correct, and I think that most people would think it's correct. This isn't about uh, making the joke. The joke is coping with something that was not great. It's a pretty typical family dynamic that goes around. Um, Josie 42013, Keanu just calls herself a comic so she doesn't feel like a loser. Look, you're in New York. A lot of people are worse worse off than she is and been around longer, and they call themselves comics. So I'm not going to uh, be there with it. I agree with Ava being correct over Bucky. Okay, you're allowed to do that, but I see a person who's got their own issues they might want to deal with before they start dealing with mine. So there you go, as NJ Ranger would say. How can you parent when you are homeless and in jail? Permaseal, 1973 for $1.99. Good question. I think you're going to need to ask Haley about that one because I don't have an answer. I assume that your kids are put in foster care or some shit, or maybe have a family. Do we know? Alvin, this is funny. Sorry, Alvin. Mr. Buckman, are you scared to turn on Haley because it would result in you being thrown out of the Melton Carl circle? Absolutely not. I have, what do you call it? Said things about Melton and Carl. I've also said what I think the point that you guys are making when it comes to Haley is that she's getting away with something that other people wouldn't get away with. And I totally thought that with Melton and the deed, because deeds just don't work that way. And it was a paperwork mistake. I disagree. And I think a guy that was going around, anybody else going around talking about the owning their house and all this other stuff, and then getting caught and found out that they weren't on the deed, and then claiming paperwork error, I think would be piled all over. But everybody bought, oh yeah, it was a paperwork error. He just went down and took care of it. I don't know. You guys, there's got to be a bunch of you guys here that own a house, right? It just does it seem like it's possible that that could have happened? And if it did happen, would it not be fixed within a matter of days? So, yeah, it's my point. My point is in this that some people do get away with it. If Haley's getting away with it, yeah, and you guys are right, then yeah, that's what's happening. at this moment, have not turned on Haley because one, it doesn't really make any difference to me, and two, I don't really know enough yet to make that decision. And three, what I do know leads me to believe that what happened to her happened 15 years ago, and she's overcome it. So there we go. Hold on, please. Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I did not mean to take that down. Permaseal. Oh, Permaseal finishing for $9.99, $12.73. When will you offer your audience something of value? Time to give back and do an AA stream. I would be very happy to do a semblance of an AA stream. I don't think AA would be very happy with a public AA stream. But if you can get me a couple O people who you think would be interesting, I'd be happy to do it. The thing about AA streams or AA meetings, not that I've been where I'm speaking for them, but there's not a lot of back and forth. So if someone were hoping for one of these streams to call out other people's bullshit, that's not what happens in those meetings. So I don't know it would work for it. I'm going to go here to Alvin in Cleveland. She did the crimes. They did not happen to her. Jesus Christ. Nobody's saying that the crimes weren't committed. I'm just saying, are you, or do we allow anyone in this universe redemption? Are they allowed to serve their penance and come back? All right. I don't know. I don't know. Frank Sotherhandle, whatever happened to just quitting alcohol and drugs and not letting everyone know? Frank, that's actually not a horrible question. I don't talk about it in my regular life to people, but it comes up on here. I think that if I didn't admit it, if I hadn't said it, somebody else would have, and then I'd have to explain. So it's just easier for me to just own it up front. My only issue with guys that do it, I get really annoyed at the people that go like, I'm 10 years sober today, or I've been sober for 67 days. Aren't you all happy for me? That stuff kind of stuff annoys me. Let's just say, Bucky, exactly what's wrong in 2026. Don't turn on her, but at least say what you did is, I think you mean beyond fucked. She an 8-year-old at home, 8-year-old at home. Yeah, if she was selling heroin, which I don't, based upon what she said, she wasn't. But if she was selling heroin out of a home with an 8-year-old, then yes, that's completely fucked up. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing any of those things. I'm just saying I don't feel like dragging somebody through the mud for something that they did 15 years ago if they've changed. Penny from The Big Hurt's Wife. She has pulled up everything bad about everyone. Is that true? I don't know. Made everyone think that she was holier than thou. I never imagined her as holier than thou. But having seen the story, about the drugs and stuff, and then knowing what she's been saying about Aaron and Karmic, I know totally get disagreement on this, but was she not like offering them like you can change kind of too, like you don't have to keep repeating the same behavior over and over again? That's kind of what I in the stuff that I watched when she would talk about those guys and she would cover it, it always seemed like there was it was directed more towards this is what you're doing and this is what you keep doing. So um, just just a view. I think that's why people find her interesting. You said you don't watch her streams. I said from what I've seen. When I say I don't watch somebody's stream, uh, to clarify, because everybody loves definitions, I don't usually sit and watch streams for any length of time. I can tune in occasionally and watch for a few minutes. Um, Haley's show, uh, where she's talks about these guys and stuff, people find interesting. She gets a lot of viewers. For me, I just think Aaron's a piece of shit, and I I've heard so much about him. I'm not interested anymore. I don't really know Karmic that well. Those are the two things that I see. But uh, yes. So, and of course, there are clippers. So, hold on. Let's go here. Mocking Karmic online and making videos laughing about him being an addict is not helping. If she reached out privately, that would be helping, not monetizing their struggles with substances. Um, Alvin, I will not speak for her, but I will speak for me, which is I have reached out to Karmic, and I know others that have reached out to Karmic, and anyone that's actually reached out to Karmic winds up being blocked um, and not listening. So there we go. Josie 42013. She does come off as preachy. Never said, "Hey, this is my past. This is how far I've come." It just does come off as "Do as I say because I'm better than you." Valid take. I I don't disagree with you. I think that there's an entire universe of streamers that do that, right? Um, One could say that's sort of the WATP thing with criticizing and and judging other people. But but people like it. That's I gotta say that, right? I mean, people like it. So so uh Penny struggled with substance. She had a 27-year history of substance abuse. She said that herself. Isn't that struggling with a substance defined? Um, isn't that what it is? But we can move on. Karmic has blocked everyone. Karmic's unique in this universe because Karmic was offered when Karmic came on, Ghost Party Time, etc., etc. He got offered a lot of help that nobody else ever gets offered. Um, and he shit all over it because he thought he was better than everyone. And then he turned those people offering him help into people that he hated or that were trying to bring him down. Uh, those that kind of a thing with Karmic. And I know that um, when I reached out to Karmic, um, it was very kind. Um, and it turned out I hadn't even realized this at the time, but it turned out that I had conversations with him in the past, back when he was a Pat Dixon chatter guy, and it was okay. Like the original stuff was okay. Then months went by. I didn't realize that we had talked, and I just did send him a thing about the drinking on stream and whatnot, uh, and offered, hey, if he wanted to do something about it, if he felt that it was a problem, give me a call. I'd be happy to do something or point him in the right direction. The same thing that I've done with several people, which is I say, like, um, I can find somebody in your area that maybe you can talk to. Uh, and Carm chose no, right? And that's when he chose to go after me, and that somehow I was just trying to bring him down. along with Rocco and Cardiff and Melton, and everybody else um, who did shit for him. So I look, I can't say that. So yeah, well, what if someone stole a loaf of bread to feed their family? Um, Back to deportation talk. I saw a discussion with a person in favor of deporting illegal immigrants, and this other person against it. And the other person's argument is, well, what if they're pregnant? The person to be deported, the child has not made a decision. It's you're deporting a child that is being convicted because of the mother's behavior. And I had to laugh because in the end, it turns out that the chick is a hilariously staunch, uh, it's not a baby until it's born, uh, pro abortion advocate. So there we go. Deportation Talk is the spin-off show. Uh, Sunday night will be interesting. I'm having a friend of mine come on, um, who is significantly younger than me, uh, very different ethnically from me, and we'll be getting into some of this stuff. Uh, the stuttering Jean Valjean. Uh, Okay, guys, should I tell you where stuttering John Valjean is? Well, he's not really stuttering in the play, but uh, think big, think big. You should all know that. Premium, just a store owned by Arabs. Uh, so, uh, how ethnic are we talking? Uh, you'll find out on Sunday. But he's a young, outspoken gentleman, I will say. So I think that'll be fun. Um,
Shut up, Schmuel. Shut up, Schmuel.
I did that for everyone here because I know that you would love me to shut up. So I think it's the 15-minute warning and probably time for us to start heading towards wrapping it up. So let's see what let's take a quick look at anything that I did not cover this evening. And just bear with me. And we're going to move here. All right. So I shouldn't be doing that. I've been told that I need to do better. Is your friend Spider Alamar? I'm going to guess he's probably twice Spider size. So there we go. Flimsy Greenberg, I hope. Um, uh, I'd love to have Flimsy on. Uh, he's a a good egg, as they say, and Flimsy's one of those guys that I like about him is he's just a nice guy. So and that's been my experience meeting him 2 or 3 times, and uh, very helpful with the dabble tip stuff, and now has me ready to upgrade to shout out or something, I think it's called. But I said I probably should figure out how to use this first before I went someplace else. Um, and apologize. All right, I'm back. All right. Anything else? All right. Look, the oh, it's Perez Hilton, isn't it? I don't even God even know who uh what do you call it? I don't know much about Perez Hilton at all. Um, and Mr. Buckman, can you please compile a list of all the crimes the Dabbleverse hosts have committed and rank them by legal severity, and then your, if they are my friend ranking? I don't know a lot about people's crimes. So we've got Haley. I know about Melton's drug arrest and Pat Dixon for punching Gino Bisconti. So, and Melton is not, I know Melton, right? We've talked. We have the super tip thing. I've had conversations, have gone to dinner and stuff, but I don't consider him a friend in that regard. But not a bad guy. And do I be mad at him because he was charged with distributing cocaine or something? Was it just possession or was it distribution? I have no idea. So there's a graph if I've ever seen one, Alvin. I think actually a better graph would be all of those who have said they've had like this rough and terrible past and the things that they talk about um and uh, their like criminal behavior and oh this happened and that happened and then find out if it's factual because uh, I've kind of heard some of these guys like talking about sort of the rough life they have or have had and I meet them and they've got very soft hands if you know what I mean. Um, so, all right. Keanu calling her mom by the first name would be higher than heroin dealing. Fact. Oh, you said crimes, dude. Crimes. I don't care. The calling her mother by her first name is not something uh, that I care about. W brought it up, and I think it's real. Um, but ask ATP, he would know. Uh, ATP sucks. Um, the question that I would ask ATP, and it would be the first question that I would ask is, why did you move to the Bahamas? FTX moved to the Bahamas because they've got a really, really weak financial regulatory system. And I have to believe that has something to do with it. So just my view. And uh, I've looked at ATP stuff, and it's not impressive. So I don't get it. Plus, it's hard for me to respect the man that calls a Colombian hooker his girlfriend. But there's also that. So, uh, thank you for the troll here, F. Young. The way you broke down Keanu Mom was a masterful skull. I wish it was. I really don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. But, but, I think there's something there. I think it's an interesting story. I think it's interesting uh, family dynamic that I think that we're going to go that would be more interesting for somebody more professional to review, like a sorcerer. Not that he would do it, but you know, uh, I would say think of any of your parents, right? Um, if they ever, if they never told you you were wrong at anything, would you think that that would be helpful, right? Or if they didn't let you grow up, would that be helpful? Uh, if they glommed onto your friends, would that be helpful? If your daughter seems to only have you as a friend, would that be helpful? Right? Like those are sort of the questions that I would like to ask. Um, but you guys are giving me an idea, and Genta actually just pulled it together. ATP is the oddest looking man, and that stupid hair. Here's something very cool. What if we could get ATP and Michaeline on a stream together? Um, that would be fun. Uh, we could let those two go at it. And considering his luck with women, maybe he's got a shot. Who knows? Um, uh, Kiana's mom is horrendous, but did she sell heroin? Does it matter? Right? We are adult enough to let several things that we can do. We can look at different situations differently, but if you feel you need to compare, you compare. TJ Holly, why would you turn on her? Why not just maybe be this person? Shouldn't be judging others about how to live their lives. Many of us have similar issues. We can detect bullshit when we see it. Thank you for the $10, Tim. Why would you have to turn on her? I think that's the kind of the question that I've been asking all night. Why not just maybe this person shouldn't be judging others about how to live their lives? It's the internet, and she does a show, so um, it's not like I don't. It's I you. Let's put it this way. I'll say, maybe you're right. You're right. I will go. I will. You're right. Oh, should they? It does seem uh, to you guys hypocritical. I think um, I don't agree, but many of us had similar issues. We can detect bullshit when we see it. I disagree with that about the bullshit only because uh, in program, and I've told this story. There was a guy that was like Mr. Program, and everybody um, sought him out for ideas and to talk to them about their sobriety. And he was known for, if you didn't have a place to stay, you could stay at his house and shit. And then he was busted with shit tons of drugs and is now and got like a 45-year sentence. So uh, you had a lot of addicts who couldn't detect the bullshit coming from another one. But there's that. Um, but I want to go, why not? Maybe this person shouldn't be judging others about how to live their lives. I'm saying to you that if you think that that's what she should not be doing, then I agree. I think I think uh, it would seem valid. My view is that I've always thought that what she was doing was not calling them out to call them out just to call them out. That they were doing. Aaron is a piece of shit. So I don't have a problem calling him out. And on the karmic stuff, uh, is it hard to watch somebody like decline and decline and decline and not say something? So there we go. Galador says, Schmuel, you're the one whose BS detector is broken. We all see it. You refuse to. Yep. Uh, TJ Holly, I tried. Um, Premium, you don't know me well. I need a break from this as is, but whatever. This show is now. It's brutal. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. Uh, she's talking about suing Aaron. What the fuck? That's not happening. The fucking what do you call it? The lawsuit talk. 99.9% bullshit. A couple of weeks ago, when I was told that I was simping for someone, um, that someone also threatened to sue me for defamation. So, and I laughed and walked away. So, all right, let's wrap this bad boy up. So I'm sure that the Haley stuff is on there. Um, uh, so this is silly. PH Oliver. I mean, I get what you're trying to say. She's a Christian who sees a man like Karmic X struggling and chooses to make fun of the guy. The guy is putting himself out on stream. He is acting the asshole, right? And I mean, she's hardly the only one making fun of him. But what would a Christian person do? That's the part that I'm confused of. If somebody is a Christian, what are they supposed to do? And as we know, there are many different varieties of that tonight. So, all right, let's do the great wrap up. He's mortal tonight, drinking coffee. Um, and give this some attention here. I mean, that was my other issue. She floods the net with mockery of him. Not a good person to join a pile on. Yes, I look. You know that I've said I'm not happy with pile-ons. I don't like pile-ons. But at the same time, there's a I'm not even gonna say it. If you consider it a pile-on, but isn't there like a symbiotic relationship with this? Like she does what she does. It sends an audience to him. He makes money off it. He responds, and he sends an audience to her, and she makes money off it. Aren't there? That's my biggest issue with a lot of the shitting on other people and these shows that shit on other people is that the shitters and the shitties need each other just as much. And so they're playing into it to generate more of it and more of that content. Um, and like Aaron is desperate at this point, and so he needs people to fight with because if he doesn't have any people to fight with, he's not interesting. And the HRO thing with Melton kind of fucked him because he can't really go after Melton, and though he's tried. Ricada is a great foil, but he can't really go after Ricada. And he can talk about the Dabbleverse as much as he wants to, Aaron, thinking he's above it. He's deep into it. And the Dabbleverse people are the only people that have been making him money over the last couple of years. Alvin in Cleveland. I laugh at these people, but I'm not preaching that I'm a good person. I'm also not putting out content that will live online forever that can impact their life negatively. She does. True. But aren't we also saying that they do the same? Right? Like Aaron and Karmic, just to use two examples. I mean, they're all doing this, right? So I don't get it. Buck, don't break the fourth wall. Yeah. Look, I know you guys love to think that I'm part of this get along gang and do stuff, but there, my reality is I don't like to be put when I'm told to do something. I like to push back, and eventually I sort of will come to the right place, I guess. But there isn't really much um, that I can do about it. All right. We've been going for a good 2 hours and 35 minutes. I am out of here. I will see you Sunday at 6 p.m. on What's Your Point with Quadfather. And we will have uh, there. Gattle, you're 100% crowd follower who believes he's defiant and independent. Lunacy, good for you. And I you know, if that's what you believe, that's fine. And then we'll be on afterwards. The Get Along Gang is a dogmatic, a quasi-religious cult. Is it? I don't think that Buck could be ignoring most of us, although it's pretty clear, pretty wild. There's only 32 people here. Yeah, we just lost half of our audience. So, and we're losing them more rapidly because I'm done.